A lark and her momster are coming your way. Gonna tell it how it is, so won't you join us today? Hello, hello, and welcome back to A Lark
And her momster.
We are coming at you for part 2 of Reflections and Revelations, or Revelations and Reflections. I can't remember, but it's one of those.
Yes, and this time it's your turn.
It's my turn. It's my turn.
To answer all the questions.
It's my turn to be in the lie detector. What was it called again?
Polygraph.
Polygraph. It's my turn to be in the polygraph machine.
Not in the machine.
You know, well...
On the machine.
On the machine.
Attached.
Polygraph kind of sounds like a Pokemon.
It could be, I guess.
I don't know. You were talking about Pokemons at work yesterday, so now that's why it's stuck in my head.
And we're not drinking today.
No, we are not.
I am in solidarity with the Lark.
Me.
So, sadly, I'm not drinking.
She's being a really good momster. She's being a really good momster.
Trying to be a good momster by not drinking.
My doctor says no caffeine, which I don't do anyway, and no alcohol, which I usually do a little bit, but I can't right now.
That's right. So she's good about following with the doctor.
I am good about
always been good about
following
that.
instructions.
You're
all right.
good about following doctor's instructions.
Yes.
Let's be
Yes,
real.
I am.
Okay. So no alcohol today, but next week we will come back and
next week we're going to take a little break.
Are we?
We are going to take a break because we are going to...
Oh, you don't want to do it? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we're going to
We'll
actually take a break.
town.
We're going to take a break. One, we need it. We love you guys. And we need it. And we need it. And two...
We'll be in NOLA.
We'll be in our hometown of New Orleans celebrating a baby. That has not
a
been born
soon-to-be
yet.
baby.
Yes, it hasn't been born yet, but we're going to celebrate it anyway. I just think of that Gilmore Girls episode where they go to the baby shower and you can't say the word baby and she just goes, face, because you can't say baby in the song. And they're singing. Anyway.
You've got the cutest little face.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, we will get to the episode. So yes, next week we are going to take a little break. That just means you get to get all caught up on all the episodes that you haven't listened to yet.
Yes, and if you're new, come back next week after next. Come back.
Eventually.
Just come back.
Please come back.
Please come back. Because, we really love it that you guys love listening to us. And
we do.
We want to bring you more humorous episodes.
We do.
I don't know how humorous you actually find us, but we find each other pretty hilarious.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I personally find myself.
I was gonna say,
extra
I think
hilarious.
I love my personalities.
Yeah, all of them.
5. I have 5.
You have 5.
None are named Patricia. None are named Patricia, so that's all that matters.
Really?
Thank God.
What are their names?
I can't discuss that.
Well, then I have to take out one of my 10 questions.
Oh, damn it.
I know.
Sorry. Okay.
Because it was...
What are the names of our personalities?
Multiple personalities, yes. Exactly. So, we should jump right in then, right?
Let's shoot the shit. Also, if you do hear high-pitched squeaky noises...
Like that. It's because the Luna is playing with her ball.
Yes, there are certain things
by herself.
Yes.
I almost said she's playing with herself, and I realized that would not be appropriate. She's playing with the ball by herself.
And it makes her happy, and we can't change some things.
Well, and life is short. Do what you can to be happy.
Exactly.
That's right.
So,
That's right. Okay, so here we go. You ready?
No.
Okay. I'll start gently. If you could go back to school and study anything in the world you wanted to study.
Oh.
Threw a loop in there.
Mm-hmm.
What would you study?
Human rights law.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes. I actually had a really big think about this the other night. I love music. I will always love music. And I am so very passionate about human rights.
Oh.
And I realized on the toilet the other night, it just happened to...
Thank you
You're welcome.
for sharing.
I want to be able to fight for people who don't have a voice, whether that is people who have been wrongly accused and are incarcerated and are behind bars for something they didn't do, or whether it's for people who are fighting for just
justice in what is this really fucked up country right now?
Gun legislation that makes sense.
Yeah,
totally. I would go back and I would study human rights law. It's
well. Do you want to go back to study law?
I don't. I don't.
And you know what? There are things you can do in that field without becoming an attorney.
Yes, and I do have a friend that I'm going to talk to. Shout out Alyssa. Who knows a lot of people, so it's been something in the wheelhouse of my mind that I've thought about. But after watching Suits, I don't know that I could go back to school and maintain my sanity.
No.
And do all of those hours and with all of my student loans. No, but that would be my answer. I know that, music therapy is in there. I would love that.
But you'd be good at that.
I would be good at that.
Yeah.
But I think I would be good at fighting for my brothers and sisters out there too.
You would be good.
Passionate about that.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to pick a fight with you though. Yeah, you'd have to learn to restrain yourself.
That would be a thing.
Yeah.
But I could argue the hell out of a case.
Oh, let me tell you, you could, but you have to do it in a way that
I feel like I would be. I feel like if I had gone to school for it,
yes,
I feel like I would be good at it.
Yes.
Yes.
So, if you had to pick one person in the world, alive or dead, you admire most, who would it be and why?
You. That's easy.
No,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying no, and I'm going to tell you why. And I'm not saying this to butter your biscuit.
Despite the fact that you spend half your life pissed off at me?
Yeah, no, true. I told you this the other night. You work in a field that is very unforgiving. You work in the nonprofit field. It is really hard to make money in that field. And you work for a specific nonprofit that ain't sexy. It is not a nonprofit that is easy to get funds. You fight for people that other people don't look at as human sometimes, honestly. And you go to that fight every single day.
Thank you.
And you do it no matter what.
Luna agrees.
Yeah, Luna definitely agrees. She's over there getting pets by you. And you have also you are the reason why I would answer the last question. Why I would go back to school, because you raised me to have empathy, to see people for who they are, to make sure I research things correctly so I have the correct information. That was the truth. Luna says that was the truth.
It's true, because that's important, because it's so easy to pick up on the sexy headlines and or misinformation because it's being said by a celebrity or somebody who's
1,000%.
Supposedly a newscaster, and you really have to look deeper and find out what's factual.
Right. But yeah, I look up to the fact that you raised me as a single mom and in a society that, I didn't tell you about this until I was older, but kids used to tell me I was adopted because I didn't look like you, but you were so adamant that God, 9 hours of labor.
That's right.
Every
9
single
hours.
time when
and
I
now,
did tell you.
And you look so much like your guy. All the DNA genetics stuff,
I did get her autoimmune diseases too. So
yes, you did. Sorry. I tried. I don't know why it skipped me, but it did.
It's okay. I love my gummy. So yeah, you.
That's very sweet, honey.
And yes, despite the fact that I spent half my life pissed off at you, I love you, and I'm very grateful to be your daughter.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how to follow that up. Kind of make me a little emotional. I agree.
You too?
I agree. If there was one thing you could change about your childhood, what would it be?
Ooh, if there was one thing I could change about my childhood, that's a hard question. I would say and this has nothing to do with you at all. I wish I'd had some sort of father figure.
Oh, I agree. Me too.
To teach me how to have normal relationships with men or healthy relationships with men, or even just to understand, like, and I did have my grandfather, but it was different, it wasn't quite the same, and we now don't have a relationship. I think, I kind of, in my head, I was like, we would have money. But no, I think it would be to have a father figure, just to understand healthier relationships. Yeah. And a healthy father figure, not just like a random dude,
Well, I never brought random dudes
No, I'm
in.
just saying, like, if I'm just saying, like, when you manifest, you have to think about, be specific. So a healthy father figure.
I tried. I tried
you
to
did.
Do that.
And Jim was great. He really tried. But I just think consistently from, born to now, a healthy father figure, that would have been
good.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Well, and we know things now that we didn't know then in terms of the importance of having those. Instead of a big sister, maybe I could have found you a big brother.
Right. Yeah.
Not that the big sister stuck around either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well.
She had a cool house, though. I do remember that.
She did.
Yeah.
And you went to the wedding.
I did.
She was very sweet.
She was very sweet.
She just wasn't very...
There.
Yeah, she was a little...
Not there.
She was a little preoccupied with other things in her life.
Well, she had money.
Yeah. Well, that has nothing to do with it.
No, but...
Yes. Anyway. Okay. So, I think I know the answer to this, but I thought I knew the answer to one of the other questions. So, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Scotland.
Scotland?
Scotland, yeah.
Where in Scotland?
Well, either Shetland or Edinburgh. Shetland's a real place, by the way.
I know.
Okay. It's just...
But it's a little remote.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Don't you want to tour the country and see which one?
I do know there's a lot of crime on Shetland because there's like 8 seasons of crime. But people just keep dying on that show.
Do you ever
but it's beautiful.
Think about the fact that that is the writer's vision, but not reality? Because there's not a lot of crime in Scotland in general.
But I would live in Scotland. I'd live in Edinburgh. I think it's a walkable city, and I like the walkability of it. Mm-hmm. I like that it still, has the old architecture. There is a university that I am looking at because music therapy is still an interest of mine. So yeah, Scotland.
Yes. Okay. What is your favorite color? Mm-hmm. And when you see it, how does it make you feel?
Oh. Well, see, that's a difficult one. Because it depends on my mood. I can't choose just one.
Okay, pick 2.
Can I choose more? Here's why. Also, now I'm thinking of Kitty on Ghost trying to think of the colors of the rainbow. And she's like, violet, indigo, red. Those aren't in the rainbow.
Sorry. You cannot use Kitty's rainbow.
That's a good question. I can't... Is this because of the stupid color questions in the trivia games?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because I just remember what your favorite color was when you were little. And I realized that I don't know what your favorite color is anymore.
I don't know that I necessarily have one. Different colors bring up different memories and emotions. I love...
Do you remember what was your favorite color when you were little?
Blue?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which, you know what blue is? It's a cold color. I'm like...
Which I do love the cold. I think if I had to choose one, I would say probably like a forest green, because it reminds me of the woods and trees and nature and just the serenity of that, and mountains, and just the way that nature is when we aren't messing with it.
Oh.
So
that makes sense.
But I also like purple just because it's your favorite color.
You know, it's funny. I don't know that purple is still my favorite color.
See, it changes, right? Right?
I think it's more that eggplanty.
I like eggplanty too.
Yeah, that kind of wine color is more darker purple, or wine would be closer, as opposed to the purple. I think it's because I spent so many years in the Alzheimer's field.
Fair enough.
That now it's like purple is like...
but that's the thing. Colors associate different things now. I also like really metallic gray. So there's that.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's a cool one. All right. So, we all have things in life we wish we'd done differently. What's one thing you wish you'd done differently?
I'm going to choose two things because they're two big things. First thing, save money. Save money, honey. Save money, honey. Don't get a credit card, or don't think credit cards are free money, because guess what? They're not. Ha. Saved, and also put myself first in relationships.
Very good.
I think I spent too much time caring about what the other person thought of me instead of being the healthy person in the relationship. And it took me a long time to realize, like, no, you're a badass. Like, you're you can be you need to be happy. And I think I even spent money on people to make them like me instead of just liking me and enjoying who I am. And so save money and putting myself first.
Okay. Put yourself first by saving money.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're on 7.
Ooh.
I think. Yes. Okay. Do you still have a girl crush on Angelina Jolie?
It's a different crush. It is I will forever love Angelina Jolie. I will always love Angelina Jolie. My crush is not so much... It was definitely physical back in the day. Back in the day, I was like, she's hot. I don't know. I'd try,
I don't think when you were 13 you
I don't know.
thought that.
Kind of a little bit, honestly.
Really?
A little bit. She was hot.
Yeah.
I respect the humanitarian work that she has done. I like that she chooses really interesting work to do as far as her films. I like that she directs things that other people maybe wouldn't necessarily. I still really like her. I wish people would get off her back about her looks. I think we spend too much time on people's looks, honestly. Like, I wish we would stop that. It's a huge problem in society. But I would say it's not as intense as it was when I was 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was pretty intense.
Yeah, it was.
It was really intense.
There were multiple posters and pictures.
Will you ever wear anything besides combat boots?
Other kinds of boots. Some socks.
What about on the beach?
No, you don't wear shoes at the beach. You're barefoot.
No, but you have to go from someplace to the beach.
You take your boots off on the road, and then you walk barefoot on the beach.
But then you have to
Listen, when the apocalypse happens, you're going to want closed-toed shoes, and you don't know when that's going to happen.
I did Africa for 3 weeks in flip-flops. So.
And that's great. That's you. I'm talking me. Remember putting myself first at this point?
Okay. Why don't you ever want to have children?
I've never really wanted to. I have never had the desire. I don't honestly know. It's funny because I'm like, well, I don't know who's going to take care of me when I get old. I'm going to be I will be. It's funny, I just read a book and this woman is like 83 and she is the witch at the end of the road, who like gives all these herbal supplies to the people in town, and she's like slowly dying. I'm like, oh, that'll be me. And she's like, no.
Is it fiction?
Yes.
Oh.
And she's like, no, I'm dying. But she does make friends with this girl that's, it's a book anyway. But I've never felt, just even with partners I've had, I've never felt like I've wanted kids. I've always wanted dogs. That sounds bad, but no. I've just never wanted to. I think part of me, it's really interesting. I kind of think the universe might have prepared me to not want kids because I would never be able to have them anyway, physically. So who knows? I don't know. Maybe that's me just being like existential and spiritual about it, but
there are ways to have children without biologically having. You could adopt.
Well, that's true. You could adopt. That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. I also think that I'm still healing from so much that I would never want to put my trauma or my shit into a kid who might be dealing, because I would only ever be able to adopt. I don't know what they've been through. I don't know what traumas they have. And it would literally just be us living in a house, like, co-trauma bonding. And that's not what I want for anybody.
That's fair. That's definitely fair. And it's kind. A lot of times we do things because it fills our needs, but it's not filling someone else's needs.
Or we think we're supposed to.
Well, there's that. I did not have a child because I was supposed to.
No. True.
Yeah.
True. I was an accident.
You were a wanted accident.
I was a happy accident, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just say the pill doesn't always work.
There is a 1%, you guys. There's a 1%.
Back then it was 2%.
Oh.
And you were part of the 2%.
Woohoo, I made it.
Okay, final question, and it's a two-parter.
Ooh.
Okay. When you were living and studying in Liverpool, England...
Where's this going?
What were the things you loved? That's part one.
Okay.
Versus things you didn't love so much. That's part two.
Okay, things I loved. That is honestly how I feel about this question, Luna. The things I loved being able to walk to school. That was pretty fun. I loved the accents, even though half the time I couldn't understand what they were saying, but I got used to it. And then I could translate Scouse for you any day. I loved meeting Everton players in Tesco. I loved some of the friends that I made. I loved being able to travel to Ireland for like $30. That was really cool. Same with France and other places. I think I went to Austria for like $40 and went snowboarding in the Alps. So that was cool. Being able to travel. I loved my school. I loved the pubs. I didn't always love where I lived. Yeah. And
the apartment across from the empty building.
Mugger's Alley.
Oh,
my first one.
No, your first one was Mugger's Alley.
Yeah, my first one was Mugger's Alley.
But I was talking about the apartment where you sat on your balcony and you could look over into that blank.
No, that was a Oh God, what do they call those? It was a crack house.
Yeah.
You could see it. I think you could actually see it, and I think didn't they like rate it at some point?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh my God, it was so it really was.
But that was a beautiful apartment.
It was a beautiful apartment. It had I loved that apartment. Heated floors, heated bath towel racks. It was a great apartment.
Yeah, most places in Europe have this.
But this is great about. I just have to say, this is what was great about the apartment. It was a top-up apartment. This is what that means. You go, you get a card, you stick it like downstairs on a wall, and that's your electricity. But you have to go and top it up at a store, and if you don't remember to top it up,
you have no electricity.
You have no electricity. So there were times I'd be like in the shower and be like, oh fuck. I did not top this up. So I would say that wasn't my favorite.
So that's one of the things you didn't love so much.
One of the things I didn't love so much. I didn't love being away from you. That was hard. Being away from family was really, really hard. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Y'all, the food's not great. Food wasn't great.
There were places that had good food.
Started to, yes.
Yeah, and you could always buy and cook your own food.
I did learn to. I learned to cook some food, but it's a lot of food. I liked fries. There was a lot of fries. Chips. But really good chips. I didn't like some things that happened there. Mm-hmm. There were definitely some things that happened there that for a long time soured Liverpool for me, but I'm choosing to not let them anymore because it's a place where I have so many good memories as well. Mm-hmm. And I get to decide. I get to hold the power.
Yeah.
I get to decide, what I enjoyed about that. And, I discovered hobnobs.
Yes. and Maltesers.
Yes, and Maltesers. And it opened up a world of it broadened my horizons in so many different ways. So there were a lot of things I loved. There were a lot of things, that were challenging and difficult. There's only ever one thing I hated. You know what that is. Mm-hmm. And, people know me, they know what that is. But that's the only thing. It
wasn't the bird flu.
No, wait. Forgot about that. Oh, yeah, living eight floors up. 8 floors up. I was surviving off of that cookie cake that you sent me for days until you called Charlie's parents to come get me when I had the bird flu. And I lived on the 8th floor in this like student housing, and that's 8 floors. It doesn't mean just 8 flights of stairs. Oh, like 16 flights of stairs that you had to walk up and down and up. I also remember I used to work out. And I had to walk down those stairs one day after a leg day. Mm-hmm. I hated that place. I did hate that place. Yeah, that was not a fun place to live. But if I got the chance to live there again, I would.
Well, your first place wasn't so bad.
No.
The second one.
The second one was the worst. I wouldn't live there again. I just mean like in Liverpool. If ever I got the chance, I loved the Mersey. I loved the water. And the museum and the restaurants over there were really cool.
Yeah, that's what I said. They had good places to eat there.
That's true.
And
the Indian place is really good.
Yeah, and
I forgot about that.
There, and they also had some good restaurants over at
like
Liverpool One.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember when they put up the that's not a what is this thing that goes around and around?
Ferris wheel.
I was like, carousel. That's not right. Ferris wheel. That was really fun. And I made really good friends there. Yeah, that I'm still friends with today. So yeah.
Oh. Well, I learned a lot. I learned you wish you'd gone to law school.
No. I just if I could I would have got a music degree, and what do you do with that? There was a comedian that I was watching the other day, and I can't remember what the joke was. I'll try to find it and send it to you. But he's like, I can't remember what he said. It's like all my friends that got like a bachelor's in art history. Like, what are y'all doing now? And it's like, not what we got our bachelor's in.
Exactly. But if you go back to school for music therapy and you're good with kids.
I am good. I'm good with kids.
You are good with kids. And you're very good with music.
Yeah, and I am fascinated by the brain.
Yeah.
Too, the human brain, the psyche. So, yeah. Yes,
Luna agrees.
Luna agrees.
Yes, Luna agrees. So
those were your 10 questions.
Those are my 10 questions.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Luna has decided that this is
gonna be the end of the
episode. So
because she wants to go do something.
She wants to go play probably. So we're going to wrap it up. We want to say thank you so much for listening. And if you want to send us if you want to send us a question or a comment, you can do so at Apple Podcasts. Or you can send us an email at larkandmomster@gmail.com. Luna, you have anything else to add?
Do you? You want to say anything? Huh, Luna?
No, you don't? No. All right. And with that,
bye, guys.
Rate, review, subscribe, and share, and over and out.